The Colorado Rockies have worked tirelessly in the front office, bringing in guys like Rafi Devers, Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, and Shohei Ohtani, Tim Anderson, and even more over the last couple of off seasons. It's also been great on the field, leading to this exact moment. Last season, an LCS sweep by the St. Louis Cardinals ended the dream. But this season, it's Rockies versus Astros for the World Series Championship. It's time for the Fall Classic. World Series game number 1 in Houston. Rockies-Astros. Luis Garcia takes the mound for the Stros in his 4th postseason start with a .289 ERA thus far. He opposes Cy Young Award winner John Means of the Rocks, making his 3rd start of the playoffs with a .73 ERA and a .81 whip. 3rd pitch of the game for Means, 1-1 count, and Kyle Tucker launches a ball to right field. Soto ranges back, but this one is out of here, and the Astros jump out immediately with a leadoff home run in the bottom of the 1st inning. It's Tucker's 4th of the postseason, and we go to bottom 2. Jose Altuve rocks a double in the right center gap, but Leonardo Francisco hits a lazy grounder to shortstop for out number 2, and 9-hole hitter Corey Lee hits a lazy fly out to left field to end the frame. Bottom 3, Means is in more trouble as Yordan Alvarez rocks a double off the wall in center field, but Max Muncy is frozen on the high inside heater to end the 3rd. 1-0 Astros. Top 4, Juan Soto hits a rope out to right field, and it gets over the wall for his 4th postseason big fly to tie this ball game up at 1. But in the bottom of the 5th, it's Corey Lee as the unlikeliest of heroes for the Stros, hitting his 1st bomb of the playoffs to get the Astros the lead back at 2-1. Later on in the inning, it's a 2-on, 2-out situation for Max Muncy, and he singles to center to score the Astros' 3rd run of the game, and the Cy Young winner is chased out of the game for Devin Smeltzer. Smeltsy gets the easy fly ball to right to end the 5th inning, and then in the 6th, he gets Leo Francisco to ground right into the easy double play to end that frame as well. Rockies down 2 in the 7th inning with 1 on, 2 out, but hello, Rafi Devers and his 7th big fly home run of the fall to tie the game at 3. What a postseason performance by number 11. Unremo would be called upon in the bottom of the 7th, and he didn't have a great first outing, but here he gets a ground ball and an easy double play to end the 7th inning. Ryan Stanek coming in 8th inning for Houston, and Tim Anderson takes him deep for his 3rd homer of the playoffs to give the Rockies their 1st lead of the ball game in the 8th. It's Ryan Presley in to pitch, and he gives up a shot to Rafi Devers straightaway center field, and it's gone at the wall. What a grab. After that, Chris Bryant hits a lazy fly out to left, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th where you know the drill. Hey kids, bell's ringing. It's time for Clase. Jose Altuve hits an easy grounder to Tim Anderson at short for out number 1. Leonardo Francisco goes down swinging at the high cutter for out number 2, and Corey Lee hits a dribbler, and he's thrown out easily to end Game 1 of the World Series in favor of Colorado, comeback fashion, with a 5-3 win. Boone Ramo ends up with the win, and Ryan Stanek gets saddled with the L. World Series game number 2 in Houston. Lance McCullers on the mound for the Stros for his 4th postseason start. Chris Bryant ends the early Rocky threat with a ground out to 3rd base. Shohei Ohtani is the Game 2 starter for the Rocks, starting his 4th postseason game with a 1.53 ERA and a .91 whip thus far, and he gets Yordan Alvarez swinging and Max Muncy swinging as well, as all 3 outs come by way of strikeout in the 1st. Then Chris Bryant in the 4th inning gets one to land in right field, but the throw to the plate by Kyle Tucker gets Rafi Devers at the plate. What a close play. Easy ground ball to second base by Adley Rutschman will then end the threat. We go to the top of the 5th where Tim Anderson with an easy ground ball to short, and it's a double play to end the Rocky threat there. The Rocks leaving runners on would be costly, as it was Alex Bregman who hit one deep out to straightaway center field for his second long ball of October to give the Astros the lead. Jorge Alcala comes into the 9th inning to try to close it out, and he gets Juan Soto to ground to third for an easy out number 1. Rafi Devers hits an easy routine fly ball out to right field for out number 2, and then the deep fly ball hit to center field by Chris Bryant is caught easily to end game number 2 with a 1-0 Houston Astros win to tie the series at 1 game apiece. Ohtani takes the L, giving up just 1 run in 4 innings, while McCullers pitches an 8-inning gem for the Stros dub. Game 3 of the World Series is in Colorado in this 1-1 series, with Aaron Savale taking the mound for the 3rd time this fall, and he's pitched very well. He doesn't start out too great here with a leadoff walk and then a single to left field to put 2 on. Then it's a mental lapse in the infield on a barely hit ball as Devers can't get there. Bases are loaded. Fly ball by Max Muncy right to Chris Bryant for the first out, and he holds the runners with a throw to the plate. Then Savale gets Alex Bregman looking for a strikeout, and he gets Jose Altuve to ground right over to Tim Anderson to get out of a monster jam. Jose Urquidy on the mound for Houston, and he hasn't had the best postseason, but he gets Tim Anderson swinging for out number 1 and Ohtani swinging for out number 2. Then after Soto grounds a single into right center to put a man on, Devers swings wildly for the final out of the first. 6 Ks, 6 outs in inning number 1. Fast forward to the top of the 4th in this pitching gem, and it's Alex Bregman hitting a blooper to right, and Soto can't get there. It ends up going all the way to the right field corner for a triple, and a ground out by Jose Altuve would score the first run of the ball game. But in the bottom half, Juan Soto singles home Shohei Ohtani to tie the ball game at 1 run apiece. Pete Alonso adds this single to left field and scores Soto from second base for a Rockies 2-1 lead. And then Adley Rutschman has a chance to add to that, but he hits a ground ball up the middle that is turned into a double play to end the inning. In the 5th, Ohtani had a runner in scoring position, but he's out easily on this ground ball to end the threat. Top 6, Max Muncy hits a perfect liner into the right center field gap, and Yordan Alvarez gets greedy trying to go first to home, and he is gunned down at the plate. What a tag by Rutschman. That leads to this routine ground out by Jose Altuve to prevent any runs from getting on the board. Corey Lee is up in the 7th and stunned to end the frame. And in the 8th inning, it's John Curtis, who's had a wonderful postseason. 2 on, 1 out, and the easy fly ball to center makes it easy for the second out, and he freezes Alex Bregman, and he is fired up as he ends the top half of the 8th inning. Bottom half of the frame, Devers for insurance. No, he is struck out. But hey, kids, that's okay, because it's time to go to Class A as he looks for postseason save number 7. He gets Jose Altuve on a routine grounder for the first out, but Leo Francisco hits a single to center, and Franchi Cordero is in to pinch run. Class A surprises Pedro Leon with a cutter for the second out, and he does the exact same thing to Corey Lee to end game number 3. Rockies take a 2-1 series lead with a 2-1 win, and Aaron Savale goes 7 innings and a third for the win. Jose Urquidy's 2 earned runs was enough for him to get saddled with a loss. It's game 4 of the World Series at Coors Field, and the Rockies are looking to extend that 2-1 series lead at home. But it's Joe Rock on the hill for his first postseason start in his young career, and it did not go too well. 1 on, 1 out for Yordan Alvarez to hit a single into left that gets all the way to the wall, scoring 1 and leaving him on third base with a triple. After Max Muncy gets frozen with a full count, maybe Rock was settling in. Nope. Alex Bregman yanks one far and deep off the foul pole in left for his third long ball of the postseason, opening up a 3-0 lead in the first. For Houston, Framber Valdez on the bump, and he had a good first playoff start. His second start didn't start great, as Shohei Ohtani smacks a one-out no-doubter to center field. His fourth of the playoffs puts the Rocks on the board. Then with 2 gone, it's Rafi Devers smoking one to right as he continues to lead this team right where they want to go with his 8th bomb of the playoffs. Top 2 outs with corners for Jeremy Pena, and Joe Rock gets the lazy fly ball to short for an easy out to end that threat. Bottom half of the frame, and Chris Bryant leads off with a smack to right field. Back, and gone. His 3rd home run of the playoffs is the Rockies' 3rd run of the game, and that tied the Rockies up in game number 4. But top 3, Max Muncy launches one into left off of Joe Rock, and Bryant ranges back, and he cannot get it as it hits and bounces over the wall for a ground rule double. Alex Bregman takes Joe Rock to left field again, giving Chris Bryant a workout out there with another double, take another Astros lead. Brings us to the bottom half of the 3rd, and Juan Soto doing what we brought him to Colorado to do. He's here as that guy with a ring to provide that winning leadership, and he does it right there, tying the ball game at 4 with his 5th postseason bomb. But that's not all, folks. Chris Bryant adds to the party with a solo shot of his own. And his 4th October long ball, 2nd of the game, gives the Rockies their first lead of game number 4. To fans at Coors Field surprised, Joe Rock was still on the mound and eating some innings. And to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning, Willie Contreras hit a perfect roper into center that got all the way to the wall for a leadoff double. Then later, full count, Shohei grounds one perfectly into center to score Contreras for a 6-4 Rocky lead. Top of the 6th, Devin Smeltzer comes in with a 2-on, 1-out jam. He makes it worse by walking Kyle Tucker to load him up for Jeremy Pena, who hits a fly ball to Chris Bryant for the 2nd out. But the tag-up attempt is successful, and the Rocky lead is cut in half to 1. Then it's Yordan Alvarez hitting a single to center off of Smeltzer to score the game-tying run, bringing up Max Muncy to keep it going, but he's shocked by the strikeout call on the high and up fastball. Safe to say he did not agree with that call. 2 on, 1 away for Juan Soto, who drops one perfectly into deep left center for a ground rule double and the leading RBI. Then with just 1 away, Devers pulls a high fly ball to right, and although it is caught for the 2nd out, Ohtani tags it up and slides in for an 8-6 Rocky lead. Unfortunately, the runner on 3rd was stranded, but the Rockies had a 2-run lead through 6. John Curtis came in to pitch the 7th, and although he's had a great postseason, there was a runner in scoring position for Leo Francisco. But Curtis gets him to fly to straightaway center, and Benny Montgomery put him away. The 8th inning has been owned by Jonathan Loaizaga all postseason long, but even he allowed a base runner before getting Jeremy Pena swinging at a low sinker for out number 2, and after a walk for another base runner, Max Muncy goes down swinging silly to end the Houston threat. In the 9th, the bell has rung again. It is time for Class A, kids. First up, Alex Bregman, who hits a routine fly ball to left field, and it's put away for the 1st out. Then Ramon Laureano hits one into left, and it's a tough series for Chris Bryant in left as that one floats away from him and becomes a 1-out double. Then it's Jose Altuve, who's been lacking all series, but he smokes the slider deep to center, and that one is no doubt out of here. Tie ball game off of Altuve's 3rd of the playoffs. And Clase has blown the save. But he does get Corey Lee swinging later on a pitch outside the zone. Bottom of the 9th. And Devers leads off against Ryan Presley, taking him to center field, but it is caught for the 1st out. And Alonso hits a low liner to center field, and the catch can't be made. He has a 1-out single. And 1 out, 3-1 count. It's Chris Bryant, who drills one to straightaway center field, and it is gone. A walk-off two-run shot as the Rockies win it 10-8 to take a 3-1 series lead. Clase gets the win, Presley the loss, and the Rockies have picked up both of Clase's blown saves in this entire postseason. It's going to give them a chance to close game number 5 of the World Series in Colorado next. Game 5 of the World Series in Colorado, as the Rockies could end the series with a win, even though every game of the series has been decided by 1 or 2 runs. German Marquez on the bump, looking to avenge 2 poor postseason starts, and with a runner on third, he gets Max Muncy swinging silly to get out of the first unscathed. Sonny Gray made his first postseason start for Houston after a decent regular season, but he wasn't off to a good start in the first as Juan Soto does it again. His 6th of the fall gives the Rockies an early lead. Marquez pitched well until the third, where Kyle Tucker hit one deep to center field. We had a tie ball game at 1 with his 5th of the playoffs. In the fourth, it was Alex Bregman singling home a runner from second for the lead, and then Jose Altuve singling to center to put 2 on. That chased Marquez out of the ball game for Boone Ramo, who then gave up a single to center with the bases bombed. This blooper off of Jazz Chisholm's glove to extend the Stros lead to 3-1. Even though the runner's leg appears to be floating over the plate at the time, Rushman catches this ball, but should be an out. It wasn't. Inning continues, and what would have been a line drive third out becomes out number 2, and the runner tags from third to home to make it 4-1 Astros. Another single in the inning scores another run, and Ramos pulled right away for Dino Juarez, who doesn't have much playoff experience, but he comes up big, getting Jeremy Pena to freeze on a low pitch in the zone to get out of more trouble. At the bottom of the fourth, Juan Soto continues to rake as he wallops a ball into the stands for his 7th of the postseason to give the Rockies hope, trimming that Houston lead. But with more work to do, Jazz Chisholm grounds out to second base, and the Rocks are stuck down 5-2. In the 5th, Altuve gets a base hit that scores Yordan Alvarez to extend the Houston lead, and then Juarez gives up the kill shot, a 3-run dinger by Pedro Leon, only his 2nd of the playoffs, as the Astros went up 9-2. And this solo shot in the 6th inning from Jeremy Pena extended the Astro lead to 10-2. Jason Dominguez is the last hope with a runner on second, but he flies out rather routinely to finish off the loss, and the Astros get the series to 3-2, headed back to Houston for the final 2 games. Can they come back from down 3-1? We hope not. Game 6 of the World Series back in Houston for the final 2 if necessary, but the Rockies are going to look to close the Astros out right here, right now. Cy Young winner John Means, coming off his worst postseason start, still has good numbers, and he opposes Luis Garcia, who's on the hill for the Stros. And he's been a good pitcher thus far this postseason, but another fire start for Juan Soto, launching a solo shot to get the Rocks off to a 1-0 lead with his 8th of the fall. And then in the 2nd inning, it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso, with a blast to left for his 4th of the playoffs to extend the lead to 2. Bottom 2, though, it's a rocket off of John Means to center to get 2 runners in scoring position, and Altuve flies one to right to be caught by Soto, rocketed home to get the runner out for a double play to end the 2nd inning. What a throw from Soto. Then Means gets Yordan Alvarez looking to end the 3rd before having Alex Bregman take him deep to left in the 4th to cut the lead in half. In the 5th, a chance for Colorado to extend the lead once more, but Rafi Devers grounds right to first. Don Curtis comes in with a near-perfect postseason going, but he walks a runner into scoring position, and then with Leo Francisco at the plate, he strikes him out, froze him on it. Corey Lee bounces one down to third, and it's thrown on to second for the final out of the 7th inning. Ryan Presley comes in for his 10th postseason appearance. He pitches to Juan Soto, and he gives up a long ball. Bye-bye birdie as Soto hits his 9th of the playoffs. That's just one shy of the record set by Randy Arozarena for a single postseason. It's Loaizaga time in the 8th, and he's been incredible, and that continues. as he strikes out Jeremy Pena looking with a perfect pitch. And then he hits the corner perfectly on Yordan Alvarez to end the inning. And guess what? Hey kids, it's time to get to Class A as he gets Max Muncy swinging up and in. And then he gets a light grounder to third by Alex Bregman, handled easily by Rafi Devers, giving way to Ramon Laureano striking out on a pitch well away from him, and Class A has done it. The Rockies have done it. Season number 3 of this Rockies franchise ends with a World Series trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 World Series champion Colorado Rockies with their first championship in team history. Juan Soto takes home World Series MVP with 6, breaking the record of 5 home runs held by 3 previous players. Don't know if you know this, but George Springer did it for the 2017 Houston Trash Can Stros officially. Chase Utley did it for the Phillies in 2009, and Mr. October Reggie Jackson for the Yankees in 1977. So Soto joins that list. Rafi Devers wins postseason MVP with a .322 average and 8 home runs this postseason. Don't know why they didn't put Soto up there with 9, because he definitely had that. James Paxton, Max Scherzer, Carlos Carrasco, Jeurys Familia, Didi Gregorius, Dallas Keuchel, Corey Kluber, and Andrew Miller highlight the retirements for the season. And Max Scherzer is inducted into the MLB Hall of Fame with a .225 and .118 record, 3 saves, 3,392 strikeouts, and a .321 career ERA. Heading into the offseason, we have 3 players to worry about in free agency. 8th inning playoff god Jonathan Loaizaga, who we might just have to deliver a truckload of cash to. Cy Young Award winner John Means. Again, we might need a truckload of cash here. And Brandon Crawford, who we honestly have 0 interest in returning to the club. We'll also need to add a new first base coach to our coaching staff, so let me know how you think the offseason's going to go in the comment section below. We're going to try to run it back for at least one more season in this Rockies franchise, and we'll see what happens from there. Thank you, channel members, for all your support. Shout out to TClink24 and Christian Horn, our franchise quarterbacks, and special thank you to Matthew Haggett, our only general manager. Love y'all, FG fam.